finish it in 10 minutes. Okay, my talk is on fraternal force. So what does fraternal force mean? Okay, that's all within the family. We have all these issues within our own group. This would be within the limitation of ophthalmologists or with any just the doctors. So that's where the whole problem starts to magnify for all of us. There is an unacceptance within the close circle. Means our own brothers, and let me also include the sisters. There are more women in ophthalmology than men at this point of time. We don't accept what is done by somebody else, and we want to prove a point. Unfortunately, it's just not the highly trained or the highly educated who is being the victim here. It is on both sides. There is an issue that the most improperly trained person as well as the most highly trained person do the wrong things and hurt the fraternity in a big way. How do we do it? We make unnecessary remarks, negative remarks, and we are unaccepting of changes that are occurring in the practice pattern. Where do these origins occur? Anything new is suspect. The worst thing is what I don't have is unnecessary. Even more bad is the thought process is what I have alone is perfect. So both ways, there is a huge amount of intolerance of procedures, processes, and technologies. We'll take a couple of examples. Refractive surgery is one. Given the Indian population, the number of laser refractive surgeries done are actually very low. Who is responsible for this? The problem starts within the industry, that's within the doctors. There is a habit of exaggerating complications and the rate of complications and making mountains out of molehills. This comes out of the United Kingdom, out of the National Health Service, which questioned LASIK as something that would permanently weaken the cornea, making it appear as though everyone who underwent LASIK is going to get keratoconus. Post this, UK never recovered to larger numbers of LASIK surgeries. This is almost now about 1.5 decades ago. It never recovered from there. There is also an issue that we who are responsible to come up with more data that is positive are not being vociferous, while the person with negative data is being vociferous. So laser refractive surgery. Somebody does not have access to laser refractive procedures. They do not encourage. Somebody who's doing only PRK, he or she runs down LASIK. LASIK is unnecessary. LASIK is more expensive. LASIK has more complication. Somebody who's doing LASIK runs down PRK and runs down femto LASIK, saying that PRK is outdated, femto LASIK is very expensive, you don't need 2 instruments, LASIK is very safe, it is cheaper. Somebody doing femto LASIK will run down PRK, will run down LASIK, will run down SMILE. So overall, within the fraternity, nobody is working in tandem or working together. We are working at cross purposes. We have to understand whether we like it or not, everybody has to be on the same boat. Unless you increase the flow of number of patients through the system, we are all not going to get more patients. There are a huge number of patients sitting out there with Indian population and the Indian middle class, but they are not being brought into the mainline, into the system for various reasons. Let's look at that again. Among ophthalmologists, refractive surgery is a new technology. I don't know what is new about 25 years old. The worst thing is no ophthalmologist undergoes refractive surgery. I've done refractive surgery on many ophthalmologists. I've done LASIK on my own daughter. The other point now is power comes back in 10 years. LASIK is only for cosmesis. These are all information that comes out of an ophthalmologist's mouth or ophthalmologist's office, not from a lay person. This is where you have to be very careful. Every day I talk to LASIK, potential LASIK patients who will question me. I've been told by my ophthalmologist that I undergo LASIK now, I cannot undergo cataract later. This is a statement made today. You see patients coming in with this statement. Where does this statement emanate? From our own brothers, fraternity, where this comes out. This is something that has to be stopped. LASIK, probably even in US, the numbers are coming down, but comparing the US statistics with India having 400 laser centers, 400 plus laser centers, we perform less than 5 lakh procedures every year. Our own AIMS put out a study that said that Indian corneas were thinner, creating a hype about whether Indian corneas are not fit for LASIK. This is coming from Times of India in 2002. I don't think we have come out of this fear even today, 18 years down the line. So MICS surgeons run down phaco. Phaco surgeons run down MICS, saying that MICS is old technology, and the MICS surgeons run down phaco, telling it's done with a machine. It is not done by the skill of the doctor. And the worst is advanced IOLs are veritable battleground. You do not, the average ophthalmologist does not encourage the higher end IOLs simply because he or she had a problem implanting a few. He or she may have got a poor result because the results biometrically were not accurate. The patient had the refractive surprise or was not happy with the result. The refractive surprise just 0.75 to 1 can give you an unsatisfied patient. There are multiple reasons. Straight away, multifocal IOLs are run down into the ground, and our fraternity completely limits the usage of this by giving negative feedback. This goes on to any other number of advanced technologies. If IOLs are a graveyard or a war ground, the OCT, Octa, optical biometry, topography are all graveyards of both practice and patients. It is very common for somebody who does not have an access to an OCT to say OCT is not necessary to follow up on glaucoma or on diabetic retinopathy, not understanding that a lot of fine findings can be missed and they can be picked up, and follow up is better. It is a fear of referral or the patient going from one center to another, fear that the patient will not come back. As long as you recruit more patients into the system, whether the patient comes back to you or not, more patients in the system will kick up the system in due course that everybody would have a better practice. Limiting it by talking negatively is going to affect not only your practice, but the practice of the whole fraternity at one go. Medical legal cases, just absurd statements. Your glaucoma is very advanced. What were you doing for so long? What was your ophthalmologist doing to you for so long? Glaucoma is one where nobody can improve the vision. You can only keep it status quo. One of the most common medical legal issues comes out of glaucoma, again, because of improper or unnecessary comments passed by our own people. ROP is another one. We've seen enough people getting into trouble over ROP treatment. These are issues where somebody's undergone surgery, fallen down, hurt the forehead, and another doctor who sees this wants to find out what kind of a butcher did this procedure. So these are issues where we should think about twice before making any comment. Do not consider intervention in all investigations unnecessary. Quite a few are. This is something you can look at as quotes from a website of a reputed institute. Not everyone needs surgery to treat cataracts. Did you get a second opinion? Is your eye surgeon qualified, trained, and certified? I wonder what they mean by it. And this comes in from, we use certified equipment on diagnosing and treating your vision problems. I wonder who uses uncertified equipment. This kind of data going on the net is highly deleterious to our own practices. So if you looked at a questionnaire and asked youngsters who were ametropic as to whether they would like to get their ametropia addressed by a definitive procedure, 50% are interested. But why do they not come forward to do it? It's not only cost, it is the negative publicity that has been generated by people from our own fraternity, blaming it on faulty technology. Something that would normally occur is blamed on the technique or technology, and the person is taken to task. Interest on LASIK in the general public is going down in the last few years. It's something that we really need to look at it. But again, cataract, though the numbers are going up, there are issues there where the number of advanced lenses being put in is stationary, though the number of cataract surgeries is going up. Glaucoma and diabetic retinopathy are probably the most underdiagnosed, undermanaged disorders in ophthalmology. The reason is that we do not refer. If we do not have the equipment to do very early and proper diagnosis and follow-up, we hesitate to refer. We keep our patients back, telling them that these tests and procedures are not necessary. Same thing applies to flax. With increasing number of cataract surgery, the number of flax surgeries are limited again because negative propaganda in the fraternity.
Sir, if you can do it a bit faster.
I'm going to the last couple of things, summary. So we have to be able to communicate, bring in our own fraternity into the fold. Everybody from the top down and the bottom up should work together and not work at cross purposes. We should increase the flow into the system and not choke it. Increasing the market is in our hands. Running down our colleagues of technology will keep us all at suboptimal levels of practice and give poor outcomes to our patients.